Like I said earlier, I've learned off great captains. VB has been outstanding for me, and I'll continue to learn off him. I've got 5 other blokes in the leadership group which I've got the utmost respect for, and their ability to get the job done game day and also influence their peers. I also need them as well. So there's a lot of people that I learn off, and I'll continue to learn. You never stop learning.
Have you spoken to those guys that some would say were in the running and you've taken particular danger in Sloane? Have you spoken to them about them?
We had a meeting yesterday as a senior leadership group, and like Phil said before, we have many conversations at this footy club, and I think we're old enough and mature enough to take on board the decision that Phil's made.
Phil, was that obviously a difficult thing? Dana and Sloane will still be a big part of that senior leadership group, I would mention. Yeah, look, there were some strong views expressed, and I'm up for that. I like that. They all, though, understand my decision, and there's 100% support for Taylor Walker as captain of this footy club. This footy club's not about blokes feeling sorry for themselves. We don't operate like that. It's, yeah, that's the decision. Say what you've got to say, we'll hear it, but get on with it. And that's what we're going to be about. Obviously, Taylor's resigned, which is fantastic news, and a lot of the fans, the 19th band, are now keen for those other two. Are you confident at this stage? I know it's going to be probably asked until they do. Are you confident they will be here beyond 2015? Yeah, look, today's really about Taylor Walker. Good news story. Captain of the Adelaide Footy Club. We'll let those other processes work themselves out.
Tex, from watching the other skippers, you're obviously aware of the burden that this sort of role carries. You reckon you're up for it?
What's the burden?
Well, there's a lot of other responsibilities besides playing up there. Did you look at VB and see all the extra workload you have to take on?
Oh, I've said it a couple of times now, and I've learned a lot off VB, and I'll continue to learn off him. He's a great mentor, and I've got support with the 5 other guys in the senior leadership group. So I'm looking forward to the challenges ahead.
How much did your rehabilitation with your knee, like you said before, that probably changed the way you think about the footy? Like, how much has that impacted on what will make you a leader in your mind?
I think it's made me mature and look at life a little bit differently. But that was a testing time for me as an individual for 12 months, not being able to play what you want to do or do what you want to do and play AFL footy. But yeah, I think over that time you start to look at footy a little bit differently, and also life.
Will it change the way you play at all? Being captain as a key forward would have its challenges. I mean, would you just stay the same, Tex Walker, and how you prepare?
Won't change me at all. I'll still try and get the job done game day, strive for success, and have a hard-working attitude, and try and get elite standards around this footy club, and I'll just play my role game day.
What do you think needs to be done differently this year for you guys to play finals footy?
What's that, mate?
What needs to be done differently this year for you guys to play finals footy?
We just need to keep training hard, have a hard work ethic. Phil has brought over a great game plan, and really exciting. So we just need to get back and be a hard-working footy club and make our 19th man and supporters are proud and passionate to be able to support us.
Was this a big part of you staying on? Was, for want of a better term, was a carrot dangled to you quite early on with this?
Not at all, mate. Like I said, I'm confident in the way this club's heading, and love all my mates, so I'm not at all.
3 months in, obviously, new job, you haven't been a senior coach before. How are you finding it, settling in, everything you've expected? Yeah, no, look, it's a bit of a honeymoon period for a new senior coach. Obviously, it's a performance industry. We haven't had to perform yet. We're only playing against ourselves, so you win each week, which is great. But we've got 3 really good tests coming up in the NAB Cup. You know, we got 2 teams that made preliminary finals, and a team that went out in straight sets, and I'm sure is keen to get better in North Melbourne, Geelong, and then Port Adelaide. So we'll know where we stand by the end of that, and then, as we know, it's this is a what have you done lately industry, and when the season starts, it's all about performing.
Phil, you've touched on, this is all about Taylor today, but the question has to be asked directly. Given that Danger and Sloane were, sort of perceived to be the sort of the top contenders, where does this leave them in terms of their time at Adelaide?
important leaders at this footy club, like the other 43 guys we've got sitting in the room. That's where it leaves them. This is their job, to play the best footy they possibly can.
With those guys, be feeling a bit slightly in the fact that they weren't.
I don't want to repeat it again, but I will. They had their say. They understand where I came from. At this footy club, we don't walk around feeling sorry for ourselves. We say what we have to say to the people we need to say it to, and then we get on with being a great football club and a great part of it.
Taylor, you've said you're not going to change as a captain, which is fantastic. I think what Adelaide fans love about you is that you're not about nature, you don't like a beer if you're thirsty. Does that mean?
I'll still be Taylor Walker, but over time there'll be things that I'll have to adapt to, evolve, and keep learning. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Phil, do you see a bit of yourself in Taylor, two country boys?
He's not that good looking.
Careful, Tex. I grew up in Hamilton, a bit different than Broken Hill, but I have, and again, you get me started, it's hard to stop me. But one thing that does frustrate me is, if I'm a young boy growing up in Edenhope, my pathway to AFL football is a lot harder than if I was growing up in Oakley or some suburb of Melbourne. Now, in saying that, people who know AFL, I won't ask the boys a question, they're sick of me asking that, but there are two boys from Edenhope actually playing AFL football, the two McDonald boys. So you can make it, but it is a lot harder for country guys. So I love these sort of stories. And country footy is a special place for me, because one thing about playing in the country, I started playing footy when I was just a young lad, but the whole town actually would travel when we'd play footy. And it's a bit like a village brings a boy up. And I think we've lost a little bit of that as a society. So I do love the story, you know, Broken Hill, identified by Mark Ross at a, you know, carnival of football, came down here, took him a while to adjust and settle in, and now he's the leader of a footy club. So the message is to any young boys out there, believe in your dream and chase it as hard as you can. You might end up one day like Taylor Walker.
And I think the other thing that Adelaide fans love about your approach is that it seems to be entirely footy-centric. And again, this isn't a knock on Taylor at all, but you know, modern captains seem to be these polished sort of, you know, read from the script type of guys, and that's not a knock on that either. But is this a bit of a reinforcement that you're about footy first? Taylor's the best captain for this side?
Yeah, I want to be an authentic footy club. Simple as that. I don't want to be about spin. Actions speak louder than words, and that's what Adelaide Footy Club will be about this year.